Welcome to the first weird video on the sound demo channel, or the second channel. I don't know what I'm doing it yet. So here's the deal. This would normally be an event sort of held off for live streams, which I do Wednesdays and Sundays on Twitch. But I want, firstly, less interaction so that I could sort of like bounce my own brain thoughts into each other. And second, I think content for YouTube is different from content from a live stream. If it was a live stream, I'd be staring at chat, I'd be talking about co-hosts. If you've never been to one of my live streams, feel free to stop by the way. So what we're doing today here, and I'm going to try to edit as much as I can. And when I say edit, I mean literally shut the camera off when I'm doing boring shit. But today's feat of fucking whatever the hell you want to call it. Here, hold on. I was loaned this monoprice HTP1 $4,000 Oro 3D DTSX Atmos surround processor and a Blu-ray player with a hard drive filled with movies that are capable of running Atmos and all the other high-end formats. My home theater here is incapable of actually hooking up to this because my home theater is so beyond things. Like the front channels get a single coaxial digital input to be the two channels, and there's two DACs, there's a whole mini DSP, but can't. And this back channels and stuff are all, you know, self-powered speakers that are just getting digital signals. So I can't do any testing with it. And another problem that comes up is that monoprice preamp is only XLR outputs, which would be fine if they had the ability to switch to RCAs, but there's no ability to switch them to RCAs. So unless you have either speaker amps that take XLR or powered monitors that take XLR, you can't hook anything up to this, which would make my life a living hell trying to convert this temporarily to no. It's direct live corrected. It's heresies on custom amps, monoblock. No. So what I'm doing is we're going to bring this setup, which I set up here just to sort of set up the setup to give it like evaluation in a space that I'm not using. And we're going to bring it, we're going to ruin my speaker testing arena. I'm calling this the speaker testing arena now. S-T-A star. I like it. Mostly because, and people were complaining about this wire last time, it's not super taut. It's got plenty of things. These are the Swan M300 Mark IIs. Probably one of the finest sets of speakers I've ever listened to. These and then Buchart A500s, which are in the corner back there. And they have XLR inputs. So if I bring that setup here, I don't have to use that little 15-inch display. I could actually hook it up to the 50-inch television. And then I'll have a left and right. I can add a center channel. By the way, the wallpapers will just be cycling through ones I haven't used yet. So enjoy that. I will not be linking to any of them. But I have a center channel I'm going to unbox. I have the 520C JBL center. I have an extra monoblock Emotiva amplifier. We're going to use that for the center. And then I have two amplifiers. Why am I walking around with a black cherry? I have two amplifiers that are easily accessible that will take XLRs. This is the DA8S. This takes XLRs and outputs speaker. And this is the new PA5. And this takes XLR with the converters and gives you speakers. So I can push 4 speakers that are not powered, that are passive with that. And I'm going to have to do Atmos. And luckily, in my upstairs, which I was planning to put on the veranda, fancy veranda, I have a fuckload, I think 6 individual Polk on-wall monitor 3s, the little white ones that like mount. So I'm just going to pop some screws in the ceiling here. I have some extra speaker cable over there somewhere, and I'll probably use that for those. So basically what I'm doing is I'm building a little Atmos theater right here. And you're going to come join me with that. So what I'm going to do now is stop the camera and then just move everything from where it is probably to where it needs to be. And I'll turn this back on in case something really fucked up happens in the middle. Okay, so went up to my closet, got out 4 of these on-wall monitor 3s, which are a sealed 5 1/4 and a nice soft dome. I once called these like one of the better things you could use in a near field, and I kind of stand by that. No low endo at all, but they're nice and easy to mount to the ceiling. So I'm just going to put a screw probably right here, just like one, and I'm just gonna go like Atmos speaker. So that's 4 screws in the ceiling I can handle. Here's the center, JBL Studio 520C, linked in the description, because you know what? Probably still on sale. They're trying to dump these because the 600 series is coming out, the Studio 600. These are the Studio 500s. I tend to collect them all. 590s, 580s, 570s are upstairs, 530s in a brand new box over there, plus 530s over there, 520s, didn't buy the sub. I didn't realize, I think might be new, they come with ability to take the grills off and put the little notches in. So we're going to take the grills off. Fucking best center channel. Not the most clear, not the loudest. Best. I want to hear voices out of it. I've also built a little trestle for it. Since it's going to be going under the TV, I put this piece of extra wood and some yoga blocks to get it sort of up. Amplifiers, like I was saying, topping PA5, SMSL D8S. And here is one of the monoblock Emotivas. So this will be going for the center channel. So we need XLR. I'm going to get XLR. Yeah. Why I started the recording, even though very little seems to have moved. We're probably going to put every speaker where it belongs, like ceiling and there. These are already in place. But I need to put a speaker there with an amp. I got to put the XLR cables from there here. I got to put speakers in the ceiling. And then I've got to figure out if I'm going to do just 2 speakers for sides, or if I'm going to do 2 and then another 2 in the back, which would involve getting powered monitors out. So I may have to go upstairs and grab... First things, the real problem of my basement is this basement has 3 outlets. Power outlets. If you don't count the one that's for the heating and cooling system. There's one over there. That's for the... literally my electric water heater and the gas water heater. There's one over there that is connected to all the lights in the ceiling, so it's immediately a draw. There's one behind that TV. I'm sorry, there's more than 3. One behind that TV that is also, I believe, connected to all the basement lights. And then there's one by the electrical panel that's for the alarm system, which I'm using to power that entire side in my home theater, because it's the only dedicated outlet down here. Terrible electrical. Whole house got more outlets and circuits than you can imagine, but none in the basement, which makes life down here fucking a pain in the ass. As you can see, there's an extension cord with multiple extension cords to power my main computer. And that extension cord comes all the way around to here to a UPS, which is sitting there. And that UPS is plugged into another UPS, actually, which is just acting as a buffer in case lightning strikes, because that one sucks. And there's the other outlet. So having one outlet and running all this, it gets difficult with power, because if I'm using the amplifiers, at least the amplifiers are one piece, one plug. If I start using powered monitors, that's signal to the speaker, power to the speaker. So I need to buy more of those cables that have like an outlet every 5 feet, just wrap it around the whole thing. So I got plugs there on the rack. I've got those things there, which I can convert to be plugs if I need them. Actually, the monoblock setups here both have power strips underneath if I need to turn those on and plug things in. Right now, this setup, which doesn't need to have the amplifier, like the separate headphone amplifier, or the screen for that matter, is just going to need 1, 2, 3 plugs. And I think one of those is a transformer. So I have a lot of these. I bought 2 of these at the hardware store, because these come in handy, because you can plug 3 massive transformers into this, or 3 regular cables. If you want to be a super dick, and I mean a super dick, you could plug one into the other, and then you could have 5 things coming off of one plug. Which may be the case for this, all right? I don't fucking know. We're going to do this together. I also haven't officially decided. Didn't I use that wallpaper already? Pretty sure I did. Also, officially haven't decided what I'm going to make the side or back channels. Obviously, these are the fronts. Obviously, that JBL is the center. If I'm running 4 Atmos speakers, which I should really close this. Like I have the paper, the Tyvek, I bought it. But if I'm going to run 4 speakers, that means 2 amps. That means the PA5 and the D8S are already in use. The only other amp I could pull out is I'd have to yank this, because unless I run power cables from that, or a speaker cable from that, because that one's barely used and is a XLR inputting amp. The whole point of this is, the problem is I need XLR. This doesn't have XLR. That doesn't have XLR. Most amps I have do not accept XLR. So to find one that does adds a little bit of a complication to the whole scenario. If Monoprice was smart, they would have put RCAs above each one of those, especially for like the subwoofer, because I come over here to my fucking $1,000 Rhythmic, there's no XLR. I'm converting it from XLR to RCA just because I wanted to use an XLR cable for length. But that doesn't help. That doesn't help anybody. So I couldn't even hook my Rhythmic up to it. In fact, I'm not even sure how I'm going to hook a sub to this unit because there is no just 2 1/4 outputting voltage RCA. There's sub 2 and sub 3 and sub LFE over there, which is an XLR. So I may have to risk, I don't want to risk damaging the unit, but I may have to plug an XLR to RCA converter in. That's a good one. And see what happens. Otherwise, there's going to be no 0.1 for this little Atmos theater. And what the fuck's the point of even having a surround sound without a subwoofer? So I'm tempted beyond faith to go get the Buchard A500s, which are sitting in a corner and haven't been used in a while. You know what? I think I'll get those for the back channels here. It'll be the most insane $4,500 back channels that I've ever been, but they're wireless, so I won't have to run XLR cables to either of them, just power. The XLR hub can stay with the unit, which will be set up here, obviously. Since I'm going to be doing the review and talking about it, I have to bring that unit over here, but that happens after I move everything else in position, and I got to screw my ceiling. So, burb. I picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue. All right, so Milwaukee fuel thingy. I think I've decided for the back Atmos, I'm going to have them angled down, and the front ones will be down firing, and then there'll be lower back channels. And I remembered that you can't use, actually, the benefit part of these caps that you can use banana plugs, but I'm using this raw wire, which is originally from my old apartment. And I'm going to be using this, I've invented this. It's called a ladder stool. It's a seat that you can also use as a ladder. And this isn't just from pure laziness. The seat's actually about 4 inches higher than the bottom rung of a ladder and 5 inches lower than the second rung of a ladder. So it's the right height. So I could stand up and actually do work. Okay, put this in my pocket because it's got that little hook. Please work, hook. Hey, that hook worked. So now the problem is the center ones would be perfect, but the side one is completely offset and it's going to sort of hang. So I'm going to try to make this as tight as possible. So it just does sort of like that. I mean, I could probably get, if I want to really get assholic, which is worse than pedantic, I give this a little, like another, oh, that's definitely too far. About to back that up. I'm not used to this drill yet. Oh, please don't rip my jacket. Just hang there. All right. I could also go this way or this way. I guess further out would be better. So there, it's going to rock a little bit, like I said, but this is going to be the most imperfect system you've ever seen. And another problem I will have, or would have, if I went with a single screw, there's glitter on this, thanks Christmas, is if I put a single screw in and slide it over, there's literally nothing stopping it from falling down. You'd have to put 2 in or 1 in, pull it over, and then lock it with another screw or some sort of strap. So by doing that, this is the most, it's going to be the most ghetto thing, and anyone who's like our actual home theater person is going to be like, no, no. I could actually probably take the covers off too, since looks don't really matter. Let's get it up there first. Let's get up there first. Let's take this one off first, so you can actually see what's going on. So we did what, outside? I'm hoping I don't have to readjust this. I could do this without standing on the super ladder. Come on. Feel it. Feel the spirit of it, that screw hole. Oh, I could feel it. It's right there. Why am I having such a difficult... Okay, no. Because I don't edit, so my idiocy will just be forever captured on YouTube. And if you notice, I haven't cut the wires yet. It's just one long wire from one speaker to the other. Once I have it up, I'll determine if I need to trim it. Oh, is that so fucking hard? Oh yeah, that's loosey-goosey. And guess where my drill is? See, this is why when cyborgs are a thing, we're gonna have artificial limbs, and we're all gonna involuntarily have our arms and shit cut off. So I can just have an arm that's like, all right, flip in, that pops out, total Inspector Gadget style. All right, without putting our thumb through the driver. That was a little bit too much, but maybe we're lucky. This needs magnets on it. I'm wearing sweatpants, so it's not gonna work like on a belt. Oh yeah, no, I'm in the hole, but it's too much up there. This is the kind of shit that I would love to just cut, but I'm not going to. Gentle, gentle. Ah! What was that? Super high speed USB. It's my USB cable for my upstairs computer. Come on. There we go. All right. Like I said, not great, but not terrible. Just like Chernobyl. So, take the cover off this one. I also have to make sure not to accidentally... Oh, because it's going to actually slide off, isn't it? Yeah, you know what? The physics of this hadn't occurred to me till just this second. There's some more tension on it at least. But what I was complaining about, well, if I put it here, it would just slide. It's still capable of sliding. There's a yanking tension. So as long as I have it on the front and it's pulling down, it should sort of sit like that and to not fall. We'll find out. Worst case scenario is they're like $160 a pair. Oh God, please don't break them. And so there's two. There's the wire. I may just use the banana plugs I have on this one and then just cut it in half wherever I end up putting the amp. Which, like, since it doesn't matter, since this is completely 100% utterly temporary, I could just have the wires go forward straight down to the amps on the desk. Just concentrate everything that I've got on the desk with that shit. Let's find out what I do. Where do I do this? I almost fell off the awesome thing because I went to put the speaker up and it didn't go, and I went, what? And I had the ladder, the drill in my pocket. I was like, ah, and I almost threw it into my glass shelves. It would have been no bueno. It would have been more bueno if I was filming, but I wasn't filming, so less bueno. So now we're gonna grab a couple XLR cables. Thank you, World's Best Cable, for sponsoring me, sort of. I should have honestly charged them to have all these cables sent to me. So we need, that's insanely long. We're gonna need a pair to go to the swans. So we need a slightly long pair. I really should have the measurements of these, like above them. That should be enough. We need an individual cable to go to the center channel. That's that. So now that's 3 XLRs to the front. The actual amplifiers themselves, I'm probably going to run the wires straight on the desk. Those shorties for those. So I think, what is this? That's a real short pair. Maybe too short. And I think I have one on the setup itself that's a short pair. So that might be covering those bases. Yeah. So there's my other short pair. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. So now this is going with the amps. Let's run the XLRs. And let's actually put the center channel in place. So to not lose this, I'm just gonna put it right back on. Presently, this is gonna need power as well. Just realized. All right, take that out. Let's actually install this before we go and shove it wherever the fuck we shove this. There's that. We have a single. Did I walk away with it? Did I dumbass myself? Oh no, here it is. because I have one single speaker cable that has no matching length. So it's a 6-footer mica. We're just going to do this. Do 1, 2. I should be able to get in there and plug it in. But for now, this is just going. Let's move the hygrometer. Put this here. Let's get the actual speaker cable up. We got to see if this shelf is going to hold the center. It should. It's pretty leaned back. This won't go anywhere. I just need to get power to that. So you come with me. Cocksucker. I mean, oh darn. These speakers come with caps to prevent you from putting in a banana plug. God, these connectors are so fucking nice. These 5-way binding posts are nicer than the ones on the fucking RF7s. Yeah, you gotta pull those completely off, and there's these black and red caps. And make sure you put the caps back on, because they're the only thing that actually indicate positive and negative. So now we can plug the banana plugs in, because I've installed speakers and I forgot to take the caps out, and then you're back there with like a little screwdriver and a flashlight and a mirror, and you're like, get this fucking cap off. There we go. I should take them both out. The reason they're capped, I think it's because in Europe you can plug power plugs into it. Or is that an urban legend? I don't know what that is, but they're capped for international sale. Okay. 1, 2. Let the excess fall down. Oh, she fits beautifully. Is she centered? The only way to really... Oh, there's Emma Watson is centering that. Hold on. Emma Watson on the Game of Thrones. Emma Watson, short hair Emma Watson on the Game of Thrones thing. I'm pretty sure she's centered in the image. Yeah, it's not bad. We'll get it better when I'm actually on Windows. You can drag one window to one side and it does that halfway split. So you know it's in the dead center. So we've got our left and right. Let's do those. Plugging in wires isn't exactly the most exciting part of the event. Oh yeah, it's plenty long to get where I'm going. You know what sucks though? They're not labeled. None of these XLRs are labeled. XLRs aren't specifically designed for speakers or left and right. They're usually for microphones. So they don't bother marking them left or right. And what I have to do is usually get a white paint pen and then a red and blue paint pen to mark them. So what I'm going to do is I'll plug these in, and when I have them on, I'll simply plug one into the unit, see which one makes sound, and then go, okay, that's the left one. Make sure it's in the left one. So here's this, and there's that. Let's get this loop out of here. The different wire types from World's Best, you can really tell which ones are going to be like that one's smooth as butter, and this one, which is unlabeled, is it Megumi? Because there's like Conair and Megumi and several other brands of wire. This one just it's GAC. This is Gotham cable. So the Gotham cable has a little bit of it holds its shape a little bit more than I'd like. Don't lose your World's Best logo, Velcro. Okay, so left and right, center, need power for the center. Do I have a power plug? I have these two here. These are the hospital grade monoprice ones. But I'm gonna need to use, this is one of my little 1-foot adapters, and this is one of those adapters that turns one of these into one of these, and it's like, that's the best fucking thing ever. I have one of the double one there. That's an annoyance. It's just an annoyance. I get it to work. I want to use, these are coming straight off of the UPS that is running my computer, and if I'm doing audio equipment reviews, I figure that'd be best to have down here. So when I get that shit all hooked up, if I bring just the whole power strip, that's just one plug I need. We'll see. All right, so ceiling speakers are officially in. I've actually just put them right in front of the track lighting and looped it around the track light, so it's actually anchoring it so it can't slide forward off the screw. That's the most ghetto thing you can do, and I've done it. And the rear ones will be just fine. Pull the covers off of these. Oh God, don't hit me in the face. Oh wait, the camera's running. Okay, you can hit me in the face. There we go. Anyway, I'm gonna take the other cover off this, and then I'm gonna start. Oh, I gotta get that the pair of subwoofers, the Martin Logans here, not the new Dynamo 400. I'm gonna see if I can get the pair of the Dynamo 300s to act as a 0.1 for this, or even do all three subs separately, since it'll handle 3 subwoofers. But again, they're not XLR input, so it's a pain in the ass. And just informed me that it's almost time for Sunny Boy, and I gotta finish that fucking series because it's dumb. I mean, it's great, but at the same time, it's like, what the fuck? So, brought the speaker cables forward and down. So here are the 4 Atmos speakers for the desk. I got to move the desk. I unplugged everything from there. I put an HDMI cable in on the front, so I don't have to disconnect this laptop. It's in the wallpapers. I could just flip the switch on the TV and make it go to another input. Power, I now have power for the center channel amp, and the Swan wasn't plugged in because I moved the Swan power to that amp, to the sub. So I used one of those T-taps there. This, I could probably disconnect this. I'm not playing VR anytime, like, immediately. And that's what this is for. This is so you could hear what's happening in VR when people are in VR. I could just do that. It's a little better. All right, so I still have to get the wire from the subs up and then pray that I can still plug it in XLR and not blow something up. It's very dumb. That's the one thing you gotta have an RCA. Most subs don't take XLR. Even the big SVS don't take XLR. Yeah, it's about a lot of movement now. Now it's movement. I want to use this table because this one doesn't have a cover on it, although this one doesn't have a split either. Is that one a split table? No, that one's not a split table. It really doesn't matter. I just like the black covering because the camera gets blown out if there's a lot of white contrast. So I want to use at least the table coverings from that. What else can I do? I'm deciding if I want to go straight in with the table also. Because if the table's low enough and it goes straight in, it might be easier to work around. The left and right sides are really the ones that are blowing my mind right now because I have nothing planned. If I do the boot carts, then I got to move some of this shit around and get power here. And then I got power here. And I'm about to be taking up, that's already got one plugged into it. That's going to be for the main desk. What a nightmare. What a nightmare this is. I have one more power plug back here. So hopefully I can get both amplifiers and the entire stack of equipment that I'm reviewing set up with one power strip. And then it's sides and back. I still haven't done those. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that shit out. Or just pick something randomly off the fucking wall. Just whatever. Whatever you want. Just put them out there. Those are all passive. Passive, passive, passive. Everything here is passive. And I only have, unless I yank out that amp, if I yank out that amp, because I have to physically take it out, plop it down somewhere where I can run XLR cables to that, and then I could just leave this 590 here and bring this 590 here, and then that's my sides. In fact, I'm doing that. That's dumb as hell. Let's do that. That's a real human being. And I just did Sunny Boy, 3 episodes of that. It's just like, I don't know. There's no drug that could possibly put you in the right mindset to watch that show and you'd have to watch every episode this for a week straight, just one episode. Yanked the amp. So now I have the big Behringer A800 out for the side channels, which this is now here. Perfectly mirroring that. Based on where I put the speakers for the Atmos, this is going to sort of be the area I'm going to be sitting in. I'm probably going to reverse this speaker so that the tweeter is in the back side of it, because right now, well, like I was saying before the battery died, I want to reverse these speakers because I put them up there just whatever, figuring the wire this way, but then the tweeter is pointing that way, and I'm going to be sitting sort of like here. So I want those to sort of bias a little bit towards me. I should still be able to use the speaker cable to yank them. I'll just have to do it under it. That's set up and powered. That's set up and powered. It's time to clear the rest of this table up and bring it over. I think I'm gonna go this way with it. This way I can walk around the side and do things instead of like the back. There's no reason to go to the back. So give me a second. I love this little HDMI cable. So we'll take this with us. Okay. Trigger. Okay. So we'll do that. This is where the review will be held. The lighting is not great. Wish that was a little further back. This is before I realized instead of actually capping the track light with the connector, now for like the other one, I just put the track light wherever I want it and then have a plug in the actual ceiling and then plug the track light in. It's so much more freeing. So yeah, we're gonna plug in input 1 and output audio only, no main there. Here are all of our XLR connectors. You understand why this is, that's why it took so fucking long. 16 by 10, by the way. If you see the black bars on the side, that means 16 by 10, which means the wallpaper was originally designed for my Sony GDM-FW900, which I will be putting 2 of those up for sale after I review the ones I have working. Here's the HDMI cable. So this is going, actually that's getting plugged in last. So we have got short run, right back. So these are Atmos ones. So this one and this one, these are Atmos. So I'm not 100% sure where I'm plugging those in yet because I haven't played with it. I've got the Behringer down the floor. So those are going to be side channels. Left side, right side. And they are, this one is marked. So there's the first thing. Is left and right side 590s. Absolutely legitimate. We then have the 3 World's Best in the front. That's the only one that's sticking out or different, so that's going to be the center, which is right there, and it's going to shoot across the table, but that's fine. Then we have left and right, which I'm not sure about, so I'll plug them in and I'll test those. At least they're right here. As far as Atmos goes, you've got, well, left back and right back I still have to do. I set up these 2 speaker stands, roughly completely straight back from the front and far enough back so that you don't, far enough back and low enough that it doesn't get confused for the height channel. Because one of the things I like about RO 3D is they specifically tell you, if you have if you have a speaker here and a speaker there, there's a certain amount of angle where you just start not noticing. So if they're too close, you won't tell apart. And if they're too high above your head, it's just all one sound, which I think is what's going to probably happen with this. Although we've got a pretty good spread here. Spread. So I got to cut these cables and I got to put speakers here. So let's go pick out a set of powered monitors. Maybe the Adams. I've got those big T8Vs in the box. No boxes. No more boxes. Maybe just the Adam T5Vs. I haven't played with those in forever. It's not like we can't. Oh, Emotivas. The big Emotivas. They're so heavy though. I feel like if I knock those over and destroy them, that's a bad news bears because they don't make those anymore. Adam T5Vs, I'm pretty sure I can just go online and buy more of those. So let's do that. It's like when you buy a... I put the power wire back there? That's wild. It's like when you buy a fancy car and then don't drive it because they don't make it anymore. So let's take a walk. Hopefully these ports aren't filled with spiders and I don't lose grip on them because these are still nice speakers I don't want to fuck around with. Okay, so here's our back channels. 2 of these, which I'll have to get power back here from that, a split. Actually, I have the thing for that right here. Remember that thing, that converter? Here's one that goes from that to 2. So what I need is a short one to go from that extra plug out And then 2 relatively long cables. There we go. 4-footer and a 6-footer. Which luckily I'm Zeus and I have a shopping center full of power cables on the floor. And like I would not clean them up. Like I need a space as big as the corner of my house to sort through my cables. You're an exceptionally long one. These are 2 exceptionally long ones. There's one with a split in it. This one's really long. All right, these are heavier than I like, but that'll do. So now, I need XLR cables for them too. So I gotta run another 2 XLR cables from the table back. I got some real long ones, just run them along. And then we'll have back channels here, side channels, front channel, center channel, 4 on top, and I still have to get to the sub and get that dicked around, so give me a sec. Can't do it. I was gonna try to do it, and I can't do it. I can't feed raw wire into those amps because I'm using really thick, old school 12 gauge, and it's just gonna be a living nightmare. So it's time to do the unfortunate act of actually fucking putting banana plugs on things. I hate this. Give me my stupid metal chair. Everything's wired in. Those speakers are wired in. This is what I'm dealing with now. I could demonstrate these nice Irwin vice grip wire strippers. They kind of work. I mean, here, I did that. It's a wonderful thing. I just don't think I'm gonna be able to get it into these little tiny miniature 5-way binding posts. So I'm not gonna bother. I've got anime waifus. I've got you guys. I will legitimately stop this. Afro Samurai, that was the background on my, what's it called? Okay. We're gonna need, I'll do all of them. So we're gonna need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Need 1 more. Shit, these come in black and red. I'm gonna end up taking these off at some point anyway, but the actual screws that hold, wow. How does a staple through it? What fucking bloody madman puts a staple through the middle of a Ziploc bag? It's like holding half the thing in. Anyway, I'm gonna put some banana plugs in this. Nice, and then we'll get back to it. To sell you on this Irwin cutter. I've already stripped this one, unfortunately. Actually, that one's probably been stripped for a while, so that's fine. I'm not gonna cut these any shorter than I have to. I do have to cut this one in half because it's still connected between the 2 speakers. So let's see how the Irwin does with this, because the cutter is here inside that. There's a cutter and a crimper. There's a cutter, 2 crimpers, an automotive crimper, 3 crimpers. There's the cutter inside that. And the way this works is it's supposed to grab on this side, and then there's blades there, and it yanks the stripping off the end of it. So now doing it with these insulation may work if I do that, and then like, yeah, look at that. It just pulls it off. Bloop. I find that it slips sometimes if I just let it go. It's not doing it now, so I will just sort of kink it up or put my thumb against it. So now that those are stripped, let's see if I can strip these, which have been a pain in the ass. And I try to do 2 at the same time, and it doesn't seem to work as well. But if you do 1, magically stripped. Let's do another one. Magically stripped. Let's try doing 2 at the same time. Because now that I'm putting it on camera, it'll probably be fucking fine. Get them in the same orientation. Cute ducky! Alright. Nope. See, it didn't hold it. It doesn't have the strength, so I'm going to tilt it up. And then it just shredded it. So yeah, no, it doesn't seem to do 2, but if you do 1, perfectly every time. I think I can get it to do 2 if it's a softer, this is like really hard, like heat resistant stuff. This one got messed up from the first attempt with the double. So there you go. So that, absolutely making life slightly easier for everyone who wants to do wire stripping, especially the part cutting this around, because I used to have to like half do it and then like pull and get a scissor. So I do have to cut these things off, however. I hate these, and that won't work with that cutter, so I'm gonna go get a set of scissors to do that. Okay, manual downloaded. I don't have a physical copy, maybe I do. I just want to Wow. I just wanted to make sure which ones I'm plugging into, because they're all abbreviated. It's like LFH, LTF / RFH. Okay, so it's left front height, right front height is the configuration I want, which is Adobe preferred. So now these are the rears, because for the white cables, which are the rear ones. So that's rear top height, right? Left rear height, left LTR is what I want. LTR and RTR. So I want these two. Are we labeled? We're not labeled, are we? This one at least I can figure out because it's a foot long. Okay, here's right, 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 right. RTR. Not to be confused with RTM. Okay, so let's go here and here. LTR and RTR. And these other two from that speaker setup are going to be the left front height, which height channels already existed for years and years and years. So it's weird that Atmos is reusing them, because usually there's like front channels and front height channels, but now Atmos is taking the front heights and putting them above you. So you would think they would be like Atmos position 1, Atmos position 2, and then it would all be assignable, which is going to be assignable in the system configuration. Where the fuck are they getting this app? Because I know I can get it on the phone, but that's much nicer looking. Oh, the screen doesn't display that nicely. Anyway, that should be, yeah, the other ones are left top front, right top front, left top middle, right top middle, left top, because you have up to 6. This unit can have up to 6 Atmos speakers in the ceiling, so I could actually add 2 more somewhere. I ain't fucking doing that, obviously. I don't have the ceiling for it. But now I've got all but 4 of these plugged in, which would be 2 more, and then I got these other 2 sub ones. So I'm only lacking 2, which is going to bother the hell out of me. As a completionist, I'm like, wait, can I get another amp? Is there another amp? Can I get another amp? Can I get another sub? Can I get more subs? Can I get more amps, subs? What's going to suck is turning all this shit on, and then I'm in 2 on that one. And then leveling all the volumes, not RCA. We want input, direct, treble bass, inputs. Input, brightness. How the fuck do you change the input on this? Treble, bass, inputs. Inputs, volume, volume. Oh, display mode. RCA in, Bluetooth, XLR in. There we go. XLR. And now I don't know what to put the volumes for this or this. I'll put them up a little bit so that there's sound that comes out. And now we've got to get, oh, let's turn that on. We got to switch this over to not have waifu wallpapers. I haven't needed any of those cables. We're basically, we don't have the sub hooked up yet. That's the one thing that I'm not there yet. I might be getting slightly ahead of myself. I've got some cleaning up to do. Oh, I got to plug in the other amp. Be nice. I just turned it on and I set the volume, but I didn't plug anything into it. So let me go not be spastic. All right, I've completed the stupidity. Now, nice Kaguya-sama. We are super low volume here. HDMI 1 is our input. It should be our output. The Oppo is booting. I got pops out of the ceiling speakers, which I still haven't rotated those, but let's make sure everything works before I get up there, because I feel like that's going to be on a chair doing things for a bit. So if I do Dirac correction, I do have the subs plugged in with a XLR adapter, and they went brrr, and I plugged them in, so they're working. We need to turn on these guys. Yes. Power. Huh. You are plugged in. There we go. Okay, power. We set to balanced. We lower that volume all the fucking way and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blinks. I want everything on, just low. We have to double check. These are on. We're at 0 gain here. I'll put a little bit less than 0 gain. These systems are already on because I didn't check the switch. We're gonna need this remote. Those are on and low. The subs are doing whatever the subs are doing. I'm not going to climb back there and adjust them. What's missing? Oh, that one. So yeah, we're going to lower the fuck out of you, since you will determine if my 590s kill me in some sort of Wile E. Coyote-esque fucking compression death. So you're on. It's not being hit by anything, right? I'll give you just the smallest amount of volume. Yeah, because the actual boring bit's going to be just hitting here going more, less, more, less. Let's see if I can find the input on the TV. Boom. No signal. Cable box. Yay, it's under cable box. Fucking stupidest thing. There's one plug on the side, and there's two plugs way underneath. Apparently it was the cable box one. So, we now have access. Oh, the remotes are over there still. Watch what happens when I pick up that Oppo Blu-ray player's remote. So here's the remote for a $4,000 preamp. Looks like I made it. And here's that Blu-ray player remote. Oh, you can't tell, but the buttons lit up. They slowly lit up to light. Oh God, it's such a nice remote. We're gonna go to movies. I also want to plug in the coaxial digital from there so I can actually run music to the setup and play with it in music mode for stereo. All movies. Black Hawk Down. Blade Runner. The original Blade Runner. This is Blade Runner. Blade. I don't know what type of sound program this has. For optimal quality, it's not a 4K. It won't be. Not ever. Oh, that amp's not on. See, ooh, that's a scary amp. Because that's a power amp, which means there is no volume control. So I'm going to have to make sure I don't blow up the center channel. Well, we're at negative 100 dB, so we should be okay. I do need to go into this, though, and set it up. It has no idea what's going on right now. So there's going to be a fuckload of that, which is going to be boring and pedantic. So we're in HDMI 1, program is 2.0.0, so that's got to change. What I really need to do is I need to disconnect my, oh, fuck. I've got to disconnect my laptop from that white cable that is the internet and bring that here so I can use my phone to connect to the IP address so I can edit the settings on this correctly, because that's really the only way to do it. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna hit start over, because we always want to start over with Blade. That opening in Blade, best R-rated Marvel movie. Fight me. I might hear the subwoofers. No, I can't hear the subwoofers. Oh, wait. Oh, it changed. No, it's Dolby Digital. Let's go to audio selection. English. Okay, that's it. You're not going to give me like a million different selectors. Italian. Actually, what we might have to do, what are the options in the actual Blu-ray player? Because there's so many. This Blu-ray player has way more stuff going on. Stereo. Okay, can we get to the movie? It can't. He wouldn't have included it if it's just stereo. That would be dumb. Because the owner of this unit included the Blu-ray player and the hard disk with everything on it. Now we've got True HD Atmos. Okay. So we're native Dolby Atmos at 100 dB down. Gonna skip forward a little bit. Just want to get to like actual, just something that's playing. I don't remember what the sound is. Here we go. I'm gonna go to like 24 dB below zero. And now we get to just start raising volume. So I think the fronts. All right, those are definitely making sound. Maxed. All right, there's negative 10 with just the swans. If I mute them, I'm not hearing subwoofer. 0.1 sub is not, maybe 0.1 sub is not enabled. Listening 2.0. So that should be the entirety of the script. I have to change it to actually, it says listening 2.0.0. I was playing with it in stereo, so. gonna take a little bit of dicking. All right, let me dick for a bit. Well, I plugged the networking cable in, which is doing that. And I'm gonna have to lower this because Blade Pump Panel Remix is what I have. Here's the, literally it gives you an IP address, 192.168.1.102. You literally go to Chrome or any browser you want, and you put that on your fucking thing. And then here's your system configuration. So what speakers do we want? For left and right, or center is a small center. But now it says 3.0 listening. We now have a subwoofer. Oh yeah, we definitely have the subwoofers on. Only one subwoofer. Jesus, is this all it goes? All right, so left and right surround. 5.1.0 rear surround. 7.1.0. Now I need to get, see, it's doing a thing where I can't scroll down more than that. And I know there's more because there's gonna be more. How did I get it to work before? According to this, there's also 5 subwoofers, and I don't have 5 subwoofers. Let's see, go to calibration, signal generator. I need this to like, oh, if I rotate it forcefully. Yeah, left, right, wide. Okay, so that's, can I rotate it back and have it work? Well, nope, it's even worse now. All right. So we're getting into like, oh God, why the app is not as good. Center subwoofer 1. What the fuck is this? Oh, is it making me pick things? Where the hell are the Atmos things now? It literally changed with the, all right, top front and top rear. Then there's front height and top middle. And I'm gonna make them all small, both small. Or it says Dolby, so let's put them on Dolby. And look at my sides. Are those small speakers? No. Left and right surround are large. Left and right rear surround are small. And they'll be cut off at 80 hertz. Those are probably the biggest sides that I've ever, that's it. Okay, so now we've got top, 4 top, and around, and left and right. So everything should be going. We have 7.1.4. All right. Now, I can't do this while you're watching what Tracy Lords. Great. She was great in everything she's ever been in. Giggity. She also made some music that I like from, what the fuck was the name of that movie with Denzel Washington? Virtuosity. Poor Tracy Lord. She can never catch a break. All right. I'm at 69. I didn't even mean to do that. I'm pause this now, and I got to turn off all the amps. So I probably should do it. Actually, I could do that if I put it on a test tone, which if I could rotate this again and then get out. I got to get out. Oh, for fuck's sake. Where's forward? Forward. Here it is, 69 inputs, native surround. I have it in native mode. We were in settings, speakers, and here's speakers. Oh, it rolls all the way down this time. Okay, thank you. Left and right front height. I don't have on. I have no fronts, just above. And now we're gonna go to calibration. Minimum volume, listening volume, Dirac. Here's all the distances. I'm gonna have to fucking calibrate in or get the microphone going. Over. Signal generator. So this should signal generator on. Are we still maxed out on that? Wow, all right, so apparently those have to be at 0. I guess that turned on, so we have a center channel. That should be left surround. Left surround, right surround. Okay, that's backwards, and that one's not working. So the XLR cables I guessed because they weren't labeled. So let's just reverse them up here because that's easier. Center sub, left side, right side. Okay, so now the magnet on the back of my, oh fuck, the magnet on the back of my phone stuck. So why is right surround not going? Let's check here first. We're plugged in, we're tight. Down on our knees. There we go. That was just loose. Put those at the same level. I'll obviously do this with like an actual sound pressure level meter. No left back. That's you. Oh, it's gonna be way up. That's all the way up. That's nailed. And we're at zeros. That's also nailed. Subwoofers. Subwoofers woofing. Yeah, having them both there. Now, top left front. We have to, I hear it. It's doing its thing. I'm basically nailing all these volume controls. That's actually a little bit low, honestly. So top left rear. Top right rear. Huh. Neither one of those is making sound. Why? Oh, it went to minimum. Tell me this has got a bad... Oh, you suck. Literally the pot was dirty and it was going down when I pushed it up. So that should be top left top rear, correct? That should be right top rear. Why is it so much quiet? It must be still using an old configuration, because that PA5 should be murdering these compared to the D8S. The D8S ones are the same speakers. So it's got to still be doing things. Oh, Jesus Christ. Lower, lower, lower.
You asked for some time off, I gave you some time off.
Look, Curtis.
You know, I'm trying, really, I am.
It's over.
Yeah, okay, that was a loud thing happened, loud thing. Anyway, other than this being like a floop here, I think we've got a pretty good job. I just have to dig deep now and that'll be done before the review. But I just wanted to walk along. I work better if I think people are watching me through the windows, to the walls, while the sweat drips down my balls. All these bitches fall and just push them over. So yeah, I just got to dick around with settings and I'm glad I was able to turn everything on. You guys can see how that works. EQ, input, sound enhancements, connectivity, system. So the thing about the signal generator is you think it would do that and then give you like an adjustment, and I don't see that. Loud preference, polarity pulse, left input is signal, right input is signal, polarity pulse. Turn it back on. Signal generator on. Signal generator on. There we go. It's now a polarity pulse. That's interesting. Oh, that'll drive someone mad. So much louder in the back. All right, well, I'll lower that for now. Just to make it sort of even. Anyway, okay, so that's off. Signal generator off. We have very loud scene blade. System, the name, power on, volume, fast start is on. So yeah, I got to figure out the app because I've only been using it in stereo mode and trying to down mix everything. Now I've got to try to up mix everything and watch Blade. I definitely hear it all working though. I hear, not sure what the top ones yet, but it's a good scene. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Check out my Patreon, subscribe store, all the shit you know from my regular channel. This is not my regular channel. Regular channel is a big channel, Z-Reviews. It's 252,000 subscribers. We're just about 5,000 here. If you like these sorts of weird, inane, ranting videos, I might just review anime wallpapers or my figurines, because I could do anything I want on this channel, because it's so small, it doesn't fucking matter. I like that. It's nice. It's nice to have this channel I don't give a shit about, that I can just do random stuff that this would not fly on the main channel. But I will tell people about it on the main channel. And like the unboxing channel, it's got content. It's always got content. Pasta's always got to work around when I put on a weird, you know, Gary's Mod video. Honestly, that channel, we should have had a dedicated unboxing channel for like years now. And it should have been Z Unboxings, and if you go there for Z Unboxings, but it's just sort of stayed on my original Z Reviews channel. If you want to go there, or Zeus Pantera, go to that Zeus Pantera channel and look up my videos from like 13 years ago. It's me dicking around with sim racing stuff and playing video games. Back when life was easy. Pre-COVID, and before I had a job, it was great. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. I'll see you all in the next one of these weird shits I record, because now I have a place to fucking dump it.